Welcome everybody to the JKeSports Tier 2 Round 13 from the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada. Perfectly sunny skies here for the qualifying session, but that's not going to make this race any easier for these 19 runners tonight. It's a very tricky circuit, lots of chicanes, track limit's going to be an issue tonight, but we'll have to see how these drivers can handle it. Just real quick behind the scenes deal before we get anybody out on track. All right. And we are set for the Canadian Grand Prix. We have K-Dog out, will be the first driver on a hot lap. Everybody on the softs with the exception of Shelley, who's fitted the medium tires for the moment. And looks like we have rain towards the back half of the race, which is going to make things interesting. Should be a transition period than we would expect. I'm guessing it's probably going to make things interesting. Should see a few drivers maybe try on the mediums to make it that one stint all the way to the rain, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Definitely potential for some safety cars as well. Now we're getting the indication from Monkey Mafia that will be 60 minutes before the rain, although that could definitely change here in Canada. But we'll ride along board with K-Dog for the first hot lap of the session. Into the chicane, very first turn. Want to take as much curb as possible, then avoid this curb. Ooh, and that's unlucky for Spaceman. He was just trying to stay out of the way, but this game can be very finicky there. Turns 3 and 4, very difficult as well. Again, all about taking as much of the curb as possible. And turn 6, breaking at about the 100-meter board. The chicanes, most of them you want to take the curb, but there's a few spaces where you have to be careful. Down the long back straight into a very tricky braking zone. Very easy to invalidate through this section. K-Dog does a nice job of keeping it clean. Up towards the hairpin. It's a very tricky braking zone. We might see a little bit of overtaking opportunity through there, but it's very difficult to get right. Now down the long back straight. This is the best overtaking spot of the track, although going into the final chicane can make things very difficult. Braking just after the 100-meter board. We want to attack the chicane as much as possible. Very easy to lose their lap there. So you got to be careful up to the line. Let's see what the time is going to be. And it's a 1:11.5, so that's a solid lap right there. VTEC just behind will be starting. And I think the next one we're trying to track, I think that's the Williams of Johnny actually on a time. His teammate unfortunately disqualified due to doing nothing wrong. But we'll have to see what Johnny can do. And he's invalidated the final chicane. That is exactly what I had said before. Very easy to do. Luckily still a lot of time. SC Smith invalidated as well. We've got McQueen coming up next to the final chicane. Looks very good through there. Leclerc is out of the session. That is out of the hairpin. And we've got McQueen up to the line. Not sure what the time was there. There you see Leclerc invalidated. Boudagou is invalidated as well. The Alpine of Nej, who's going to be next to start a lap. Followed very closely by, I think that's Kraz behind. And he will set a 10.9. Perhaps getting a little bit of a toe down that pit straight. We've got a Red Bull crossing as well. I think that is just to begin a lap. Highways on the medium tire. He is invalidated as well. VTEC behind. So lots of drivers having issues with the track limit so far. That is something we come to expect from this circuit. This Johnny invalidated once again down the back straight. So he may choose to elect to go for another run or come into the pits and fit a new set of tires. That looks like what he's going to do. SC Smith, the championship leader, next up in the Ferrari. chasing the 110.9 set by Kraz. And going up to the line, it is a 10.5, so he goes half a second clear. Here's McQueen across to set another lap, and that's a 13.1, so that moves him, solidifies him in fourth there. Silent Banshee going third with an 11.1. Braylo, I think, is next. He must have been invalidated. Shelley finishing up a lap as well, but could not improve. Same for Boudagou behind. Kraz is heading into the pits lane. A lot going on right now. Secret is invalid as well, as is Nej. Vitek is the next up runner who's still on a valid lap. We'll see what kind of time he can put on the board. He's had some decent pace so far this season. We'll see if he can get a good result tonight. Up to the line. This is looking to be about 5th place on the board, and it will be 5th. That's on the medium tires, however. So potentially some room for improvement. That was SC Smith who's rounding the final corner now, but he's invalidated, so probably not pushing. Silent Banshee letting the Mercedes with Shelly the Turtle go through. So Shelly going for another lap on the mediums. He set that one time to improve. Keeps it clean through the wall of champion chicane. And he does move up to 3rd place on that set of medium tires. Boudagou is into the pits, as is McQueen behind him. So Chris Money is going to be starting the lap. We've got the Alpine of Nej who's finishing up as well. Still yet to get a time on the board. Oh, and he's gone into the wall. Doesn't appear to have damaged his car too badly. And he does set a 1:11.7, so that puts him 6th fastest. K-Dog out to start her 2nd lap of the session. There's AlphaTauri back into the pits. And then we've got the Williams of Johnny on an out lap as well. So we're trying to find the next runner on a push lap. And I think that is going to be Chris Money in the McLaren. He was leading the race in France just a few weeks ago. Had an unfortunate accident right at the end of that race, but we know he has potential to be in the contention for the race win once again. He might be able to get a tow off this Red Bull going down the back straight. We know Chris has some pace in qualifying. Look at that. He's going to get an absolutely massive tow. Let's see what kind of time he can put on the board. You just got to keep it clean through here. A little bit awkward through the 2nd apex. But going up to the line, this is going to be 5th fastest with a 1:11.1. So that is a solid lap right there. Monkey Mafia on an out lap as well as K-Dog finishing her lap. 2.5 tenths down through the first 2 sectors, so decent improvement. Not good enough to move out of 6th place. VTech out of the session. Where has that happened? I'm not sure where. We've got Kraz finishing up his lap, as is, or Kraz starting a lap, sorry, as is Johnny through the final sector now. Through the final chicane. That's one of the parts where you can gain a lot of time. And Johnny goes 3rd fastest, so he's into the 110s once again. Monkey Mafia is starting a lap. We've got both Alfa Romeos as well on out laps. I think Secret is finishing a lap by lap here. Yep. We'll have to see where he can land himself on the timing charts. 9th place, so a lot of drivers in that 1:11 range, as McQueen behind is doing his lap as well. Highways is invalidated, so we'll try Kraz. Currently 2nd place, half a second up here, so he could be challenging SC Smith for that provisional pole position. Down the long back straight towards the final chicane. Does very nicely through there, and this looks to be a very good lap from the Aston Martin driver, and he does go pole with a 1:10.3. That's a very good lap. Silent Banshee starting a lap as well, but he's invalidated, so must have gone a bit wide at the chicane. Monkey Mafia is next to Cross. And he's going to find himself 5th, so just about breaking into the 110s. We've got Boudagou, I think, or Philo, that's Philo starting a lap just behind. Boudagou crosses the line, goes 7th fastest. I see Smith setting a lap on the mediums. He was actually faster, but it was invalidated, so he's going to have to go around again. Here's McQueen to finish a lap, over a second up on his time. So he does improve up to a 12th place. Another driver into the 111s. Highway's invalidated once again, so struggling with the track limits. And we'll move over to Philo, who's down the back straight. It's going to be the next driver to set a lap time. Shelly the Turtle, the only runner to have set their lap on the mediums. S.C. Smith has fitted the mediums, but he's not yet set his best time with that. We've got both Alfa Romeos here in a bit of a tow to each other. We'll see what Philo can do. He's one of a few drivers that has not yet set a time. Nice and smooth through the final chicane. He's going to get a time on the board. Not going to be exactly what he would have wanted. Does go 14th fastest. Got the Ferrari of S.C. Smith. He's going back into the pit lane, so perhaps not liking that set of medium tires. Here's McQueen. I think he's going to be back into the pits. Yeah, he's done quite a few laps on that set. There's Chris Money starting lap, as well as the Alpine of Nej. Shelly the Turtle, he's back on the soft tires too. He's abandoning the medium strategy. Silent Banshee into the hairpin. 1/10 up through the first 2 sectors. So this could be enough to find him all the way up into 3rd potentially, as we move into the latter stages of this qualifying session. Very nicely through the final chicane, using all the curb on exit. This looks to be a very tidy lap for the Red Bull man, and he does go 3rd. Ooh, Nej picking up a 5th-place grid penalty. That is unfortunate. Not sure what exactly caused that there. That is Boudagou out of the session. Must have had a crash, as it seems, on the back straight. That's interesting. Philo improves, but it's not going to be enough. Let's see if we can catch what happened here. Audi just stopped on the side of the back straight like that, but anyways, we've got Chris Money, and this looks to be quite the lap. Can he get that provisional pole? And he does with the 110.2. Chris Money to the top of the board. That's a very good time. We've got Shelly the Turtle. He's on a set of softs, although he's well off his time at the moment. Perhaps through that collision with Nej. Not sure what exactly happened there. There's Philo out of the session. K-Dog's invalidated. Borello's going to be next, making his return. He sets a 112.6, so that's good enough for 15th. Not sure if that was a bit of a that was a bit of a lag spike we had there. Highway is the only runner left on track who's not yet set a time. He's starting a new lap now, so we'll see what kind of time he can set. Kaz is on with a set of medium tires, although he's well off that personal best, which I believe was set, was also set on the mediums. So we'll run along with Highways, who has had it invalidated again, but luckily he's got enough time where he should be able to get back in and back out. Lightning McQueen on an outlap as well in the other McLaren. We've got a few guys heading up for their final runs of the session, but a lot of the grid in the pits just waiting for that last moment. So let's go along board with Lightning McQueen. He did manage to improve there up to 12th on that last lap. He's going for another run on this soft tire, which the tire strategy is an interesting one. Oh, very close to that section. This circuit is most definitely a 2-stop race, so the qualifying tire is not as important, but you definitely would want to keep the tire wear on a minimum no matter what. So we have quite a very close grid at the moment. All the way through. We're tracking McQueen out of the final corner as well. We've got Braylo behind. I believe he is on an in-lap, however. So we'll switch over to highways as soon as we see the McLaren finish up the lap. And he is going to complete this lap. Manages to keep it clean. Going out to the line. And it's 11.8, so that is 12th fastest. Highways is invalidated once again. I think he's still got enough time, but he's going to have to get a clean lap in. He's going to have enough time for maybe 1 or 2 more runs. And here's Johnny the next to cross in the Williams. He's currently 5th on the grid and might be able to improve another position or 2. He's dragging the Alpine of Nej behind, who is just starting a lap, or just about to start a lap, as is SC Smith, the championship leader. We've got both Red Bulls over there as well, so there goes Johnny, just about off the front row of the grid, but that is a very solid lap time. Shelly the Turtle hasn't validated that first soft run. Luckily, still enough time. We're trying to pick out someone who's doing a lap right now. Nej is invalidated, so we'll go over to Silent Banshee, who's the lead Red Bull. 3/10 up through the first sector. So potential for a good lap right here. He's only about half a second off pole, so he's definitely still in the running. You can see the traffic being an issue there at turns 6 and 7. But here's Silent Banshee through turns 8 and 9. Now approaching the last minute of this qualifying session. 3.5 tenths up through the first 2 sectors. That will put him right on pace to about land on the front row. You see Highways putting in a 1:11.5. That is good enough for 10th place. We're tracking, I believe, as SC Smith just behind Banshee here in the Red Bull. Using up all the track on exit. Let's see what kind of time this will be. And it is an improvement, but not enough for top pole. There's SC Smith, 1:10.1. So the track is definitely getting faster. Chris Money looking to start a lap. You've got Nej as well finishing up. Secret jumps up to 6th just behind his teammate. And as he completely cut the corner there. Luckily didn't have a collision. But here's Shelly invalidated once again. So he hasn't gotten a chance to get that soft run in. But he's going to just about have enough time to go around once again. K-Dog into the pits. That'll be the end of her qualifying session. Kraz is next. Can he find a 2/10 to get him on pole position? Very well through the final chicane. And up to the line he does. And Kraz goes top of the board. That is our first runner into the 9s. Johnny is going to be next. He's almost half a second up through the first 2 sectors. This could be pole again for the Williams man. Does very nicely through the final chicane. Up to the line, it's a 10-2, so that's good enough for 3rd position. Banshee's into the pits. He's avoided that lap. SC Smith is invalidated. Kaz is next to cross. Currently 14th on the grid. Let's see if he can improve. He does go up to 11th. That'll be Nej who's next, but he's invalidated. Monkey Mafia is currently in 8th. Oh, and he's just about gone wide at the final chicane. Secret is invalidated. Shelly will be the last man. Can he knock Kraz off pole? He somehow managed to keep it clean. This could be it for the Mercedes driver. Up to the line. And it is only 6th fastest. That is still a solid lap. He's going to have to start the race on that set of soft tires that have done quite a few laps. As will Johnny in the Williams. So that was an entertaining qualifying session. And it should trickle over to be an exciting race. So we'll take one more look at the qualifying classification. Kraz, the only driver into the 109s. SC Smith, the championship leader, alongside Johnny is 3rd with Chris Money. Silent Banshee, Shelly the Turtle, Just Secret, Monkey Mafia, Bootagoo, and K-Dog round out the top 10. Kaz 11th, Highways, McQueen making his Tier 2 debut, as well as Nej. He's picked up the 5th place grid penalty for that collision. VTEC 15th, Brelo, Afilo, Leclerc. He will have a long way to get through the grid, but we know he has the pace to do it. Spaceman, that unfortunate DSQ. We'll see how he can handle this race from the back of the grid. A lot to talk about already, and we still have an exciting race to go. We'll be back with you for the formation lap. And looks like we're about set to get going here from the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We do see overcast skies. There is rain predicted towards the end of this race, but we'll have to see if it does come into effect before we get to the end of the race. Should not affect the strategy too much until the last few laps, so we should see a two-stopper for most of these runners tonight. Just getting set for the formation lap. And we'll take a quick look at the grid once again. So Kraz, the only driver to hit the 109s in qualifying, he is on pole. SC Smith, the championship leader, will be alongside in second, followed by Johnny and Chris Money on the second row, Silent Banshee and Shelly the Turtle on row 3. Just Secret is 7th, Monkey Mafia is 8th, Boodagoo 9th, K-Dog rounds out the top 10. Outside the top 10, we have Kaz electing to start on the softs, Highways on the mediums, McQueen on the softs as well as VTEC taking the mediums. And we have Milo and Leclerc all electing for the softs, Spaceman choosing the mediums for the alternate strategy, and Nej from the back of the grid on the softs. So only 3 runners elected to go for the medium strategy. Perhaps a lot of those guys at the bottom half of the field with the free tire choice, expecting to see a few safety cars at the beginning of this race, which I would not be surprised. But it will be Kraz on pole position. He's had some good pace so far this season. We'll look to see if he can finish it out with a race win tonight. SC Smith alongside is going to be definitely challenging him. He's got quite a decent margin in the championship. Take a look real quick. Leads by 36 points over Shelly the Turtle, who is in second place. And it's 62 points down to Monkey Mafia, or 62 points off the championship lead, is in third. But that could all change tonight. 35 laps at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Kraz on pole position. He's got the inside line for the first apex, which will then become the outside line for the second apex. The back of the grid finally joining up, and we are all set to go. We have the lights, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. And we're off here in Canada. Looks to be a slow start for the Mercedes. That is Shelly. There's a bit of chaos there. 4 wide, but Kraz gets away well. As K-Dog making up positions, as Johnny looking to go around the outside of SC Smith. That is Silent Banshee trying to give off past Chris Money. Now they're 3 wide and a little bit of contact. Chris Money went into Boodagoo, but Boodagoo is all the way up into 6th. I think they've all made it through okay. Boodagoo had to cut the chicane. Lightning McQueen has dropped to the back. Spaceman up to the 17th already in Leclerc. As there's Nej all the way up from the back of the grid to 13th. Making up another position. Highways up to 8th on the mediums. The lead runner, he's getting a good run on Chris Money. He's looking to the outside. Oh, and they're so close through there. has to cut the corner, but Chris Money leaving him just about enough space. And Monkey Mafia is brought into this battle as well. Oh, has to take evasive action around the outside. There's Shelly the Turtle behind. He dropped all the way to 11th place off the start. And now he's going to pick up a position on Kaz 3 wide. As Nez trying to find a bit of room as well as Kaz. Shelly the Turtle has the advantage. Are they going to try to go side by side through the chicane? Oh, that was a bit awkward. I think they've all made it through okay. Kaz lost out a few positions. This is insane. Leclerc making up another position all the way up into 12th. There goes Kaz up the inside. I don't know how they've all made it through, but not a good start for Shelly. That is Chris Money who's going around. Trying to catch what happened there, but I think VTech may have been involved as well. But Highways is chasing down Boudagou. These guys have lost quite a bit of ground. Perhaps Boudagou picking up some wing damage. A bit weird. K-Dog and Monkey Mafia in the battle as well. Oh, they're side by side going up to turn 8. This is not going to be good. 2 by 2. Oh, Boudagou had to cut the corner a little bit. Monkey Mafia went a bit wide. His teammates going to find a way through. Nash all the way up to 9th. And the Alpines all over the place into the final chicane. Side by side, there's a bit of wheel banging. Boudagou, I think he may have some damage as he's not made up too much ground on the leaders. Here comes Leclerc on both of these guys. Starting from the back of the grid, up the inside of Monkey Mafia. There's another yellow flag. That is a Red Bull who's gone around. Boudagou, I think, went into the pit, so he does have damage. And that is just Secret, who had a bit of an incident at the exit of the chicane. He's dropping lots of positions. Time penalties going off already. Lots of action. Who is that going up the inside? That is Philo trying to get past Secret, who's got no wing. And he's got a long way to go. And now McQueen's going to go up the inside and take advantage of that battle. So the bit of an opportunistic move. And as for 13th, and there's a little bit of contact. Secret had to go slow through the chicane. And Spaceman now taking advantage. More contact with the McLaren. So a bit of chaos early on. Oh, and there goes Braylo trying to find his way through, and McQueen is around and into the wall. Luckily he's ghosted through there, but that was a bit of a chaotic section right there. Nesh on the back of the grid all the way up to 7th. So he's made up 12 positions already in the first 3 laps of the race. But they're still battling in the midfield. VTech and Spaceman. I think Spaceman picked up a bit of damage off the back of the McLaren in the middle sector there. He's going to have to go into the pit spot. Let's jump up to the lead. SC Smith is on the back of Kraz. With Johnny and Banshee going side by side for 3rd. These top 4, they've put up quite a bit of gap to Highways in 5th, who's made up plenty of positions. He's on the mediums as well, so he has that advantage. Secret and Spaceman both in as we expected. Nej all the way up to 6th place already. So things finally starting to settle down a little bit, but not with the gaps. Leclerc is all the way up to 9th. He's completely cut the corner there. I think he's going to end up with a warning from that. And as soon as we move away from the top 3, Johnny finds his way back through. So a couple good battles at the front of the field already, and then a hive in the midfield. Shelly, Kaz, and Leclerc fighting for 9th place. Kaz is getting a good run. Can he get past into the hairpin? It's a tricky place to make a move work, but that can't help. And there goes Shelly trying to go up the inside of Leclerc as well. There's a little bit of contact, I think. Leclerc gets a much better exit. I don't think he's not going to have the DRS, though. This should give Kaz the advantage going into the hairpin. And Leclerc's going to have to back out of that. Lives to see another day. He's going to head into the pits, actually. So that is an interesting decision. But now we'll get back up to the battle for 3rd. Banshee has managed to clear Johnny, and he's opened up a little bit of a gap. Just about out of DRS range for the moment. We've got SC Smith, who's just biding his time with Kraz right now. He's right where he wants to be, I'd assume. He's able to just hang around in 2nd, sitting at DRS, and save those tires. So we're tracking everyone at the bottom of the grid who's had to come into the pits. McQueen has gone on for softs, Spaceman and Leclerc onto the mediums. and Philo into the hard. So not sure if there was a planned pit stop in Leclerc trying to trigger an undercut, or if he had damage as well. But we're getting back to this midfield battle. Shelly and Kaz moving through the field. Now they're onto the back of Monkey Mafia, who's onto the back of K-Dog, and this is all for 7th place. Another thing to keep an eye on, Highways in the AlphaTauri. He's on the alternate medium strategy, so that'll give him an advantage as we get to the latter half of the race. You can see the light flashing for K-Dog, but Monkey Mafia not quite going to be close enough. Sometimes it's better to make that move into turn 1, especially when the driver you're facing doesn't have the opportunity for a switchback. Monkey Mafia again not close enough. Boodagoo and Chris Money battling for 13th. The Alfa Romeo with the DRS finds his way through. And we're looking at Silent Banshee. He's cleared already 2.5 seconds to Johnny, and he's almost within 1 second of the top 2 now. Making very good progress. Just now that gap is hanging right around 2 seconds. He was making up quite a bit earlier. But we'll jump back to this 4-way battle for 7th. And these top 10 have started to separate themselves a little bit. Everybody's very close to the hairpin. We'll see if anybody dares to go for a move into the final chicane. I don't think Shelly will be close enough. I don't think anybody's going to be close enough. So they all live to see another day. Shelly's going to go into the pits. So we're starting to see where we're getting into that undercut range. And there goes Monkey Mafia up into 7th place. Gets a move done well. Here's Braylo. He's up into 11th. He's having a very solid return. He was a full-time driver for a while here. Dropped to reserve, but nice to see him back in the Haas. Currently running 11th place. So Shelly's going under the mediums. Interesting to see how long he's planning to take this stint. He's going to come out just ahead of Chris Money, which is going to be crucial because he's going to want to have as much clean air as possible. This battle's still going on. We've got a yellow flag, and that's Boodagoo out of the session. And this could trigger a safety car, and it has. Right there at turn 5. That's a very fast section of the track. Very easy to get wrong. And this is going to be unfortunate for Shelly, as he had just gone in for a set of medium tires. But now, as we expected, we will see the entirety of the front runners in. You would assume medium tires. We'll see what Highways does. He started on the mediums, and he's going to come in as well. So I don't think anybody will be staying out. So we'll have to see where these guys, especially these guys in this battle. Oh, Kaz staying out on the softs. That is interesting. Kaz is the race leader. He's going to be maintaining that gap. It's not exactly the longest pit lane. And now we can see why Kaz elected to stay out. He would have had the double stack. He's going to come out in 4th place on the older set of tires. Oh, so close to there. VTEC, he started on the mediums. He elected to stay out as well. So we see Shelly, he's come back out in 9th place. So about the same spot he was running. So not too much of a difference for him there. So Claire up into 10th. He stayed out as well, although he had just come in. I didn't catch that, Shelly. I completely missed the video. If there is video of that, get that over to the stewards. We'll take a look at it. I couldn't see exactly what happened here, but that's definitely something we'll be interested in taking a look at. But the safety guys reset everything. The Spaceman is back in as well. He's getting off that set of hard tires. Or he's gone onto his set of hard tires. And now he'll be right back up to the field. That hard tires, he's going to be going to the end of the race then. Committing to that one stop. As we expect most of these medium runners to come back down pit road once again. There's Kaz. Yes, he does elect to come in He was not able to pit the last lap due to the double stack. But I think this is going to see him coming back out in 15th place or so. Maybe 14th if he can get out ahead of Chris Money. But that leaves McQueen in the back of the field, the only runner left on the soft tires. There's Kaz just ahead of Chris Money. Spaceman back in, so he's probably changed his mind. He doesn't want those hards. A hard tire is not a great race tire here around Canada. So nifty little move to get that stint out of the way. And onto a fresh set, or a relatively fresh set of mediums. On lap 9 of this race, still 26 laps to go. It's been very entertaining so far, and we're about to have a lot more fighting through these guys on this restart. Everybody on relatively fresh tires. We've got VTech, he's on the oldest tires in the field. He started on that set of mediums. So it would have been an awkward strategy call for him either way. We'll take a look briefly at the position changes while we have a moment. So we have Nej up 13 places. He started at the back of the grid, somehow made it all the way up to 6th. Leclerc up to 9th as well. And he made that early pit stop. We know that Leclerc has the potential to win a lot of these races, especially from the back. We've got Kaz back into the pit lane, so maybe electing to switch tires once again to a different compound. But also what this does, this has brought Silent Banshee right on the back of the League 2. And those top two, they had been losing a bit of that gap to Silent Banshee, so he might have the opportunity to get back through now, because he had at points he has seemed like the quickest car in the field tonight. We should see the safety car in this lap, so we're going to restart with 25 laps to go. Kraz is the leader. He's led the entirety of this race so far. But now he's going to have SC Smith and Banshee just behind him. So it's going to be a tough ask for the Aston Martin driver. The safety car will be in this lap. So we'll track Kraz. He's controlling the pace on this restart. Approaching the final chicane now. We'll have to see if he goes before or after. It looks like it will be after. And there he's gone. So SC Smith got a decent restart, but I don't think he's going to have enough room to get by. Braylo back into the pits. I think he picked up wing damage there. Nobody gets close enough to make a move into turn 1. There's a secret making up a place up to 11. And Braylo's out of the race, so a bit unfortunate there. Nej on the back of VTech, but he wasn't going to be close enough. Highways is right there as well. Look to the inside, but just not enough room. And he's picked up a penalty for cutting the corner there. Leclerc is right on the back of Shelley as well, just behind this battle. And the top two have already cleared a second to Silent Banshee just behind. There's another yellow flag. That is Philo having a bit of an issue down the back straight, but he seems to have gotten it sorted. Here's Nej up the inside of VTech into the hairpin. He's a little bit outbroken himself, but he's going to have to get that. Oh, there's contact between the AlphaTauris, and that's VTech who's gone around and into the wall. I'm not sure if he's picked up any damage, but that was an unfortunate collision there between the teammates. And here's Leclerc looking to the inside of Highways. Oh, that was a close situation right there. Somehow they all made it through without any contact. Now Highways has a run looking for 6th place. Up the inside into turn 1, he's going to have to back out. Goes very deep into turn 2, and now Leclerc's going to have a great opportunity up the inside. Vitek into the pits. He must have picked up damage there. He was on an older set of mediums, so he's going to have to come in soon anyway. Now this battle for 6th starting to heat up. No one's quite close enough yet. We've got Johnny running in 4th. We've got Nej clinging onto the back of this battle as well. There's Leclerc up the inside of Highways into the hairpin. A little bit of wheel banging. Don't think that is anything more than a racing incident though. We'll have to see if Leclerc can get back through. Monkey Mafia is on the back as well, and he's dragging Secret and K-Dog along. Is anybody going to be close enough? I don't think so. Everybody will have to wait in line. I see Smith showing some pace at the front of the field. So, time penalty starting to come in now. We knew the track limits were going to be an issue here at Canada. We're starting to see it come alive. Here's Leclerc up into 7th. He's got a bit of a gap ahead of him. Ooh, Highway's picking up another penalty at turn 6. Secret was very close to the back of Monkey Mafia. Here comes K-Dog to the inside of turn, or heading in towards turn 8. Can she make the move stick with the DRS? And that is her back up into 10th place. So a nice move there. And now Chris Money's going to look to follow through as well. Secret having quite the up and down race. Nobody's going to be close enough into the hairpin to make a move. Secret got a good run out of the hairpin. But just not going to be close enough down the straight, it seems. I see Smith chasing Kraz, and that is, I think that is Spaceman who's had an issue at the exit of the hairpin. It's a very tricky spot, but we see SC Smith just not quite close enough. Highway's getting a good run. He's going to have to back out. Secret going to the inside. That's a bit of a send, and he's going around. That was going to be a tricky move to make anyway. There's more contact in the back between Kaz and McQueen. Somehow they make it through, but let's see. Secret, I think he's managed to make it through okay. That was going to be a tricky move to make no matter what. So Kras has been doing a nice job holding on to the lead. Now we're watching some of these battles stabilize. Here's Chris Money closing up for 10th place. Might be able to line up a move down the DRS straight. It's not going to be close enough on this occasion. He's got a good exit. He's going to have the DRS advantage, but he might have to wait. We've got Johnny on the back of Banshee. Let's see if he can make the move into turn 1. Looks to the inside but thinks better of it. Chris Money is going to the outside of K-Dog, and I think he's going to have this move done into turn 1, and he will. So Kaz and Lightning McQueen having a bit of a battle here as well for 12th. Secret back into the pits. So again, an up and down race, and now he's out of the session, so not what he would have wanted, but still showed some good pace tonight, which is good. Still tracking quite a few battles around this field. Shelly the Turtle has closed up to Nej, and this is for 5th place. So we're tracking 3 groups of 2 at the front of the field for the moment. And then a hornet's nest behind. Has just about keeping it out of the wall, but I don't think Shelly's going to be close enough to take advantage, especially if these guys are closing in to those 2 ahead of him. I see Smith is within striking distance on Kraz, as he has been for the entirety of this race. Kraz is going to take a defensive line into turn 1, but SC Smith is not going to be close enough to capitalize. There goes Shelly to the inside of Nej. That is for 5th place. Can he make it stick? He's going to have to give him the space. Here comes Leclerc as Shelley tries to finish off the move through turn 2. And I think he will. So that's a nice move up into 5th place. Leclerc and Highways joining this battle as well. Back to the battle for the lead. Kraz just doing a nice job of maintaining that gap to SC Smith. Leclerc and Highways still just hanging out in line. Oh, Highways goes up to the inside. There's a bit of contact. Leclerc manages to keep it straight, but Highways has gone into the wall. He's picked up a time penalty in the process. But that was a very tight corner. It's a very tight corner anyway, and I think he may have missed his braking point a little bit. But here's SC Smith still trying to chase down Kraz. They have pulled a bit of a gap to Silent Banshee, who's been scrapping with Johnny for the majority of this race. But Johnny not close enough to get through this time. Neither will Nej find a way through on Shelley. So here we've got a bit of a 3-way battle for 8th place shaping up. 3 guys who have been having a bit of a scrap. Monkey Mafia ahead of this group. Chris Money had a bit of an issue at the start of the race, but he's worked his way back up to 9th. Kato running a very quiet race in 10th at the moment. She's just dropped off a bit through there. Not sure what's causing that, but getting back to the front battles on this field. Let's see if anybody has enough room to make a run. Is that Leclerc who's had an issue at the exit of turn 9? Yes, it has. I think he's managed to keep it out of the wall, but he's going to lose quite a bit of time. And now Chris Money and Monkey Mafia are side by side. Leclerc may have picked up damage. He's struggling a bit behind these guys. Chris going to the inside. Can he make a stick into the chicane? Oh, ever so close. Somehow they made it through. That is not a corner where you see 2x2 work very well often. There's K-Dog back into the pits. So perhaps getting a wing change. And it appears that is what it's going to be. Leclerc is out of the race. As that happened at the Wall of Champions. And we have a full course safety car. And that has happened at the Wall of Champions. That's a very common spot. And we have our second safety car of the race. So VTEC going to take advantage. As well as K-Dog getting essentially a free stop. And I think she's going to come out just ahead of Spaceman here. Oof. That safety car is in a really awkward spot. Now I think we have a bit of an overtake glitch going on here. I think that was Spaceman's position. But now let's go to the front of the field. I'd imagine we'd see the entirety of the grid in. Yep, there goes Kraz. SC Smith is in. I'd imagine medium tires for most of these guys. Banshee is in. Johnny is in. Nej is going to stay out. So now we have a bit of strategy difference going on. Everybody else into the pits. Highway's going to be next, and he's going to stay out. Kaz is going to, Highway's going in. Kaz is going to avoid the double stack once again, so that's a bit unfortunate, but I think he's playing the advantages. Highway's out of the race in the pit lane, so that'll drop us down to 14 runners in this race. Spaceman's going to go in. We're going to see K-Dog staying out. McQueen staying out as well as VTEC, who's just come back in. So this changes things at the front. Kraz is no longer the leader. Although Nej will have to make another stop at some point in this race. This race it's been quite an entertaining race, I will say that much. Battles all the way up and down the field. We've got Kraz and SC Smith who have been fighting each other for the entirety of the race. And then Banshee and Johnny who have been back and forth. And Shelley currently the leader of the midfield, which has been chaotic to say the least. And still 16 laps to go to see how things will shake out. Let's see if Nej stays out here and commits. No, he's going to go into the pits. I imagine we'll see Kaz in as well. Yep, and that will clear the way for the leaders to go back through. So Nej onto a fresh set of mediums. You probably could take the sauce to the end from here, but it would be quite a bit of a stretch. So I don't think we're going to get going. We might get back going this time by. But when we cross the line, we're going to have 15 laps to go. Still a long way to go. We've seen quite a lot of ups and downs. We'll see Nej, he did come back out in 9th after pitting for that fresh set of mediums. So not too far back. Let's see Spaceman, he's gone back in for a set of mediums. I don't think the safety car will be quite in this lap. But the next time by, we should get back underway. Oh, and it will be in this lap. A bit of a late call. But we will get restarted with 15 laps to go. Multiple penalties. We've seen 5-second penalties all the way up and down the field tonight. We'll have to watch Kraz. Last time he waited until after the chicane to floor it. Let's see what he does here. And he's gone there. SC Smith gets a good launch. And they've created quite the gap. It's Banshee behind, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to take advantage of the launch. Once again, nobody close enough into turn 1. Shelley had a bit of a look. Nej does get past K-Dog on those fresh mediums. He's up in 8th. He's got a bit of a gap ahead. So let's see if he can close it down. We'll get back up to Shelley the Turtle, who's running in 5th. He's got the opportunity to get past Johnny here. He's going to want to be staying with Banshee, who has an opportunity to get back within the leader's DRS. Chris Money's on this battle as well. He's had an up and down race. He's on a fresh set of sauce, which is going to make things interesting. Did not catch that at first. He's the only runner not to go with the mediums. Monkey Mafia trying to hang in that DRS, and this battling could allow Nej and K-Dog to keep up as well. The top two have broken out of that 1 second already. Let's see if they can hold it there. Lovely shot of the entire field coming through the hairpin. Can anybody make a move into the chicane? Chris Money on the sauce. He's going to want to get through as quickly as possible, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. And he's going to have to wait at least for another lap. Both Alpines just behind, within striking distance. McQueen up into 10th place. He had a bit of an issue at the third lap. There's VTEC. He had that collision with his teammate. He's found his way back up to 11th. He could find his way through a few more positions here before it's all said and done. Oh, Johnny had a look at Banshee, but he wasn't close enough. Turn 3 and 4 is a very tricky spot to get through anyway. And all this battling is not helping Chris Money. Although the silver lining for him, he's not going to have to push quite as much at the moment. Let's see Johnny just having the straight line advantage over Shelley to hold on to 4th for the moment. I think we will see the DRS become active once again when we cross the line. So that'll help these guys. Shelley tried to take an alternate line, but I think it only hurt his exit a little bit. And he's going to be quite a ways behind Johnny going down towards the chicane. Chris Money is now starting to drop off a little bit, which is absolutely crucial. He's going to need to stick within that DRS. Not close enough this time for anybody. But we've got the DRS enabled once again with 13 laps to go. There's on the back of Monkey Mafia as well, so teammates scrapping for position. Oh, VTech and McQueen going at it through turn 1 and 2. Johnny's picked up a penalty. That is crucial. That is the only one of the top 5. Oh, McQueen's gone through. He's taking the Sebastian Vettel line. He's going to lose 2 positions out of that. That is unfortunate. Johnny on the back of Banshee. He's got a huge run with the DRS. He's going to look to the inside, but he's not going to be close enough. He had a great opportunity there, but Banshee defended it well. Now into the hairpin. These two have been going at it all day. Banshee taking the defensive line, but Johnny up the inside. He's going to be behind him for the DRS detection point, so he'll have that advantage down the main straight, side by side. There's Shelley just behind. Banshee got a better exit having the outside line, but Johnny's going to have the DRS. He should have the move done and dusted before the chicane takes the outside. And that is Johnny back up into third. Now he's got to clear the 3 seconds. He's going to have the DRS down this main straight as well. And now Shelley might be able to get through on Banshee. I think he's going to be just a bit too far back, but he's going to look to the inside. Again, not quite close enough. Chris Money is sucked right back up to this battle as well. Just not quite enough room. But Shelley is closed up to Banshee, and Banshee has not left the top 4 for the entirety of this race. Shelley got a very good exit out of the turn 7 there. But Johnny's trying to clear this battle. He's not going to be able to, and Shelley's not going to be able to get through. There goes Neж to the inside of his teammate Monkey Mafia, picking up a time penalty in the process, and he's going to have to give that position back. I think he went off track. So the Alpines having a very entertaining duel here. But we're getting back up to this 4-way battle for third. This DRS train is allowing these guys to just hold their ground for the moment. No one able to capitalize on anything. Johnny's cleared a bit of a gap, but he's going to need to pull a little bit more. It sets another fastest lap of the race, so showing very good pace in that Williams. So we're getting back up to the leaders. SC Smith, he's been just about 5/10 off the Kraz for the entirety of this Grand Prix. Been within striking distance, been a lot closer to make a move. You have to assume he's just biding his time. But he's going to be running out of time to bide in a minute here. Johnny's not been able to pull away, which is absolutely crucial given that 3-second time penalty. Banshee was looking to the inside, but he had to back out a little early. And Shelley is right within striking distance now as well. Thought about looking to the inside, but no luck. The good thing for these guys is they have put a bit of a gap on Monkey Mafia, so that's less that they have to worry about, although this is still an intense battle. SC Smith, he's closer than he's been for a while. Got a better exit than Kraz out of the final chicane with just 10 laps to go. Thought about looking to the inside, but doesn't. Nej and Monkey Mafia swapping places once again, so maybe Nej can have a crack at that 4-way battle for third. Back up there still the same way they haven't. Ooh, that might have been a warning there for Shelley. That is not going to be ideal. But you got to think Chris Money has been on those softs for 7 laps now. They're not going to be in their prime anymore. So nobody's been quite close enough, but we're taking a look at that interval of the leaders. Johnny's brought that down to just about 2 seconds off the top 2. This race for the win is not quite over yet. Although Banshee got a much better exit this time. And he might have his way through. You can see the light flashing for Johnny's going to be running out of things to defend with. He feints to the inside. Banshee going through, and I think he's going to have the position. Oh, that's a bit awkward through there. Johnny tried to go for the switchback, but now Shelley's going to take advantage, and he's going to go for 4th. And he's going to have that position done. He's going to slide in nicely there. So Johnny losing out on 2 positions there. Ooh, ever so close. Does stay ahead of Chris Money, though. So now Shelley and Banshee, let's see if if they can create a gap and fight out themselves for the podium place, or even close on the leaders for the win, but they have pulled out a bit more of a gap at the moment. These Alpines, they've just been hanging out together for the time being. Monkey Mafia is staying within striking distance, but hasn't been close enough to do anything about it. This four-way battle, this has been entertaining for quite a while now. Oh, Johnny went a little bit deep through there. I don't know if Chris Money's going to be close enough. Shelly's definitely not going to be close enough to Banshee. But this DRS change, it's not helping Chris Money one bit. This race has been so exciting, and these top two, they've been having a huge battle that we haven't been able to talk about too much. SC Smith is just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Chris Money was close to Johnny, but he just ran out of straight. And this has to be so nerve-wracking for these top two. They've been going at it since the drop of the green flag. I don't think they've exited DRS range of each other. But now you take a look, Johnny has dropped out of DRS range from Banshee and Shelly. So that is going to not be helpful for him. And this is going to allow Chris Money to have a chance of striking, although those softs aren't exactly going to be fresh at the moment. This has also allowed these two to focus on closing down the leaders. Just nobody at any of these battles quite close enough at the moment. So we'll track with the leaders. I see Smith within half a second. He's got the DRS. You can see him probably trying to save up that battery. He's got quite the advantage to Kraz for the moment. But again, just not quite close enough through there. Shelly picking up a 3-second penalty. That is massive as well. So, ooh, Kraz just doing enough to hang on. Chris Money getting a huge run, but he's not going to be close enough. So that time penalty for Shelly has changed things as well. This could see Chris Money into a net fourth, and has also allowed Banshee a bit of breathing room for third place. Soft tires don't seem to be too disadvantaged for Chris. He just can't find enough room to find a way through. He's got a good exit here, but this is on the shortest straight. So there's just not going to be enough. Back to the battle for the lead. Starting to close up on the lap car follow as well. It should be ghosted, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I see Smith going in very deep. You can see the amount of steering lock. Ooh, Johnny didn't get the best run through there. Chris Money might be able to have a look. It looks like that's the Alfa Romeo getting out of the way. Very nicely done through there. So Johnny hangs on to the position for the time being. You can see Kraz's battery light flickering. Means he's under 10%. So once again, we have 3 battles of 2. And don't look now, Banshee's back within 2 seconds of the race leaders. So we could yet have a 4-way fight for the finish, but we're running out of laps. 5.5 to go here in Canada. SC Smith has been trailing Kraz for the entirety of the race. Will he find a way to get his Ferrari into the race lead? Banshee has been sitting in third. He's not been comfortable with it for the entirety of the race, though. But these clear penalties, which is going to be absolutely massive. Shelly going in a bit deep. Manages to hang out. We'll track Nej as well. He started from the back of the grid. Now in a comfortable 7th. Got over a 1.5 seconds. And that's Chris Money out of the race. And we do have a safety car. The leaders have just missed the pit lane. Banshee stays out as well. Shelly's going to go in. Johnny's going to follow him in as well, so this changes everything. And the leaders they're not going to be on Delta because they're going to be pulled up to the safety car. So Shelly's gone out. K-Dog has stayed out on her set of old mediums. She's going to move all the way up into 4th. She does have quite a couple of penalties though. Shelly and Johnny and Nej all getting out on a set of softs. D-Tech as well. McQueen stayed out on this set of mediums. He's going to gain quite a few positions, but it depends on how many laps we start with. We might not get this going until only 2 laps to go. Kaz has gone with the intermediates. I think that might have been a mistake. Luckily, he's gonna have a chance to come back in again and get that sorted out. But now, Kraz the race leader, SC Smith behind Banshee in 3rd, K-Dog up into 4th. So the top 4 on old mediums, the rest of the field, with the exception of McQueen, on softs. Penalties could still play a factor, but Shelly the Turtle is the lead runner on the softs. Can he make it through quickly enough and clear that 3-second gap to take the race win? This is intriguing stuff right here. Monkey Mafia as well. He's got no penalties and on fresh softs. Fortunately for him, he's got a long way to go. But the thing that's going to hurt these soft runners is half the field hasn't caught up to the safety car yet. We've only got 4 laps to go this time. And there's still that threat of rain that we've been heard about. Four laps to go now, and if we don't get restarted this time by, we're not going to have DRS. I don't think we're going to be back in this lap anyway, because Kaz is going to have to come back into the pits because he's on his intermediate tires, which I think were a mistake. But this has just made a chaotic end to this Canadian Grand Prix, and you have to feel for Chris Money. That is 2 of the last 3 races in a very good position at the end of the race before an unfortunate DNF. But we could see Monkey Mafia potential for 4th or even a podium. And then you have the 2 leaders. They've been out front the entirety of the race, within 1 second of each other. And you have to wonder if SC Smith has just missed his chance at making the overtake. And the safety car is not going to be in this lap, so we're not going to have DRS. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout. So this is made for a drama-filled end of the race. Cass is still on the intermediate tires, and he's finally gone back into the pits now. But I believe the safety car is going to be in this lap. What's happened here? Has McQueen just jumped up into 4th? I'm not sure what happened there, if that was a bit of a lag or something. But we should see the safety car in this lap, and yes, it will be. Oh, and that's what's caused it. So that's a bit of a glitch, and Nez just picked up an unfortunate 5 seconds. But anyway, we're getting restarted. We'll be a 2-lap shootout. No DRS will be a factor. There's the AI of McQueen giving up all those positions back. But Kraz will be the race leader. SC Smith is just behind. Looking to the inside. But here we go. SC Smith has a chance. Is he going to go for it in turn 1? Monkey Mafia. Oh no, he's picked up a penalty. SC Smith to the inside. Can he make it work? he has to back out. And Banshee is involved as well. So K-Dog gets hung on to fourth for the moment. But Shelly's going to try to get through on those fresh softs, and he has. So will he be able to join this battle as well? He's got a little bit of ground to make up, but he's still within range. Oh, ever so close into turn 6. These top 3 are starting to pull away a little bit. Shelly's going to be within DRS range, but he's not going to have DRS. I don't know if he'll have enough time. We'll come up to the final lap this time by. Around the final corner, Johnny makes his way past K-Dog as well. That's further down. Don't think anybody's going to be quite close enough. So they're going to have their last chance into the wall of champion chicane on the final lap, but without DRS. So I think Kraz is going to have the advantage here. 4 drivers within 1 second. As we're now on the final lap of the race. Here's Shelly looking around the outside of Sean and Banshee. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. But he's going to have to go for it if he wants to take a win, but he's not going to be close enough. He's going to get a much better run. Can he make it stick into turn 6? I don't think so. I agree, that was S.C. Smith's best chance. That or the safety car restart. But now, onto the final lap. He's going to have one last shot. He's going to have to get a good run out of the final chicane, or the final hairpin, and set himself up for the final chicane. He's going to need to put Kraz under pressure into the chicane and maybe sneak by on a drag race to the line. But here we go, through the hairpin for the final time. Kraz has 6/10 of a gap. I think it's going to be enough. No DRS, of course. From lap 1 to lap 35, Kraz has been out in front. And now through the final chicane for the last time. Made the crucial strategy decision. And up to the line is going to be Kraz to win the Canadian Grand Prix. S.C. Smith second, Banshee third, Shelly the Turtle finishes fourth, Johnny is fifth. Everybody crosses the line, the penalties switch all up. VTech has ended up in 7th, K-Dog up to 8th, Spaceman to 9th. Nej rounds out the field in 10th. Here comes Kaz to finish 11th. McQueen's going to come across to finish 12th. And Philo will round out the field in 13th. So an insane race here in Canada. Drama from start to finish. We're going to run real quickly through the final results, and then we're going to have to get set up for Tier 1 tonight. So Kraz, a phenomenal race from start to finish. Quick look at the final classifications. And that's all for us here in Tier 2. We'll catch you for Tier 1.